The sad end of marvelous Tracy Smothers shocked the wrestling world when he passed away in 2020. But the truth about his death reveals a man who gave everything to professional wrestling, even when his body was failing him. Tracy Smothers died from lymphoma at age 58 on October 28, 2020, at 4:24 in the morning. Just one day before his death, he posted on Facebook that he was back in the hospital after hernia surgery made his condition worse. This wasn't just a sudden illness. Tracy had been battling multiple health problems for years, including heart attacks and early brain damage from wrestling. Yet he kept performing shows even while getting cancer treatment. Why did a man who brought so much joy to wrestling fans suffer so quietly in his final years? Tracy's health had been falling apart since 2014. He suffered multiple heart attacks between 2014 and 2019. He didn't even realize he'd had one heart attack until December 2019, when doctors also found his lymphoma. The years of taking hits to the head had given him early brain damage called CTE. This condition made him quick to anger and affected his thinking. Tracy believed he'd suffered over 24 concussions during his 30-year career. All these problems came together in his final months. The hernia surgery that doctors hoped would help him actually made everything worse. But even facing death, Tracy stayed positive. He wrote on Facebook that life is a battle and he was in it to win it. He often said he was like an old pickup truck. After the first dent, the rest don't matter. Tracy's most famous character was the wild-eyed Southern boy. He carried the Confederate flag to wrestling rings across America. This wasn't his idea. Wrestling promoters gave him this role in the 1980s and 1990s. Back then, two young guys in Confederate uniforms were seen as heroes in Southern wrestling territories. Tracy wore Confederate soldier uniforms and had the battle flag on his wrestling trunks. He did his signature rebel yell to get crowds fired up. But Tracy was smart about how he used this character. When he wrestled in northern states, the Confederate flag made fans hate him. When he wrestled in the South, he'd switch to different gear to make those fans hate him instead. He could make any crowd react strongly, no matter where he performed. The most controversial moment came in 1993 in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. As part of a storyline, Tracy's tag team partner burned the Confederate flag in a trash can while Tracy was handcuffed and forced to watch. This angle was designed to make fans extremely angry, and it worked too well. A member of the KKK showed up at Tracy's merchandise table with about 20 associates. They were talking about holding a Klan rally. Tracy needed a police officer to watch the group because the situation was so dangerous. Tracy always said the flag was just part of his act and he didn't support Confederate ideals. But using such a powerful symbol had real consequences that went beyond entertainment. When Smoky Mountain Wrestling closed, Tracy moved to the WWF in 1995. The company gave him the name Freddie Joe Floyd as a joke on two powerful backstage agents, Jack and Jerry Briscoe. Jack's real first name was Freddie Joe, and Jerry's real name was Floyd. To make the joke even more obvious, they billed Tracy from the Briscoes' hometown of Bowlegs, Oklahoma. This name was meant to embarrass Tracy and show the power that certain people had backstage. Tracy became what wrestling fans call a jobber, someone who loses matches to make other wrestlers look strong. He lost to rising stars like Triple H and Steve Austin. This was humiliating for someone who had been a champion in other wrestling companies. But Tracy took the role professionally and kept working. He returned to WWF in 1999 under his real name, still losing matches to wrestlers like Rikishi and Taz. Tracy's willingness to accept this treatment showed his dedication to the wrestling business, even when it didn't treat him fairly. Tracy's funniest character came in ECW when he joined the Full-Blooded Italians in 1997. This was perfect comedy, because Tracy was obviously not Italian. He was a stereotypical Southern wrestler. The wrestling company billed him from fake places like Nashville, Italy, or Southern Italy. Tracy did a goofy dance that became famous among ECW fans. The announce team would mock his dancing, which made it even funnier. The whole FBI group was a joke because most members weren't actually Italian. They made exaggerated hand gestures and acted like cartoon mobsters. Fans understood the humor and would chant things like, "Where's my pizza?" at the group. Tracy's dance became so popular that other wrestlers said it was just as funny to them as it was to the fans. This character showed Tracy's amazing ability to change from a serious Confederate character to pure comedy. He could make any gimmick work because he committed completely to whatever role he was given. Away from the cameras, Tracy was known as a father figure to younger wrestlers. He helped new talent find places to stay when they were traveling. He gave honest feedback about their performances and helped them improve. Future stars like CM Punk have talked about how Tracy helped them early in their careers. Tracy was always positive and treated everyone with respect, even if he didn't like them personally. He just wanted to do the right thing and help wrestling continue to grow. Veterans in the wrestling business deeply respected him for this mentorship. When Tracy died, wrestlers from all over the world shared stories about how he had helped them. This behind-the-scenes work might have been more important than any of his championship wins or famous characters. Tracy's career had some truly wild moments that showed his fearless attitude. In his early days, he wrestled a 550-pound grizzly bear named Ginger. The bear's handler refused to put a muzzle on the animal, which made the match extremely dangerous. Other established wrestlers refused to do the match, but Tracy saw it as a chance to make a name for himself. He actually managed to pin the bear during one match. These matches became huge box office successes and gave Tracy some of his best early paychecks. He reportedly wrestled 3 bears total during his career. Tracy was also involved in a riot in Mexico and faced dangerous situations that most wrestlers would never encounter. He took these risks because he needed to stand out and make money in the competitive wrestling world. Even as his health got worse, Tracy never stopped loving wrestling. He admitted to almost quitting several times throughout his career, but his passion always brought him back. He attended fan conventions just hours after getting chemotherapy treatments. He would drive to wrestling shows even when he was in pain. Tracy understood crowd psychology better than almost anyone. He could make fans love him or hate him depending on what the show needed. While wrestling styles changed over the decades, Tracy's ability to connect with audiences never faded. He proved that the core of wrestling isn't just athletic moves. It's about telling stories and making people feel emotions. Tracy's final Facebook post shows who he really was. Facing death, he still tried to stay positive and keep fighting. He spent his last years helping young wrestlers while dealing with serious health problems. The Confederate flag controversy showed how wrestling can cross lines between entertainment and real life. The Freddie Joe Floyd situation revealed the politics and power games behind the scenes. But the FBI character proved that Tracy could make people laugh as easily as he could make them angry. His mentorship of younger talent created a lasting impact that goes beyond any championship or character. Tracy Smothers gave everything to professional wrestling, even when it didn't always give back to him. He took dangerous bumps, wrestled wild animals, and played controversial characters because he believed in entertaining the fans. His death from lymphoma ended a career that showed both the best and worst sides of the wrestling business. Tracy faced his final battle with the same courage he showed in the ring, fighting until the very end, staying positive, and helping others along the way. The wild-eyed Southern boy became much more than a character. He became a symbol of dedication, resilience, and the complex nature of professional wrestling itself. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you remember most about Tracy Smothers' incredible career.